It doesn't matter if you're ready.
All right, let's turn this on.
When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles.
You want the rolls? You want the rolls?
Can't handle the roles.
Yes, we do want you to have all the roles here at Dads Meet World, your weekly deep dive into the world of Boy Meets World. We're two dads who just love the show. We'll take time to break down moment by moment, wrestling move by wrestling move when we have wrestling stars show up. This week, I'm dad number one, Brett, joined by dad number two.
Well, I would talk, but the cute one's looking at me.
Good looking people, welcome back. If you haven't guessed, we're going to be looking at our second episode of season 7. But before we get there, Tyler, ignore the cute one. How's it been going?
I can't complain. We had magic practice today, so getting ready for my son's first magic show. He was showing off to uh, the magician who's training him, who is also my former pastor and the gentleman who officiated my wedding. So it's just a weird turn of events, but he's just been having so much fun doing that. So we were going through the first show, and we got like halfway through the scripting process for like all his talking points and what he's gonna say, and he's much better than I am about like reading something and then saying it out loud, and so he was doing a good job. And then we hit the point where we no longer had scripting, and so he then just started talking. And I was like, we're gonna work on this second half. And some of the jokes that came up, the pastor magician would look at me and go, I think you wrote that. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is all him.
Not so good at the improvising, huh?
No. Well, what we did was we've been talking through like, okay, what do you want to do? What do you want to talk about? And helping to understand like yes, you're doing tricks, but you have to talk them through. You're going through something with them, and so basically just through some throwing stuff out, I kind of sat down, took all the ideas we've all been throwing out there, my wife, me, and my son, and put together an actual little script. And now we're going through, okay, here's what dad wrote. How do you want to say this? What do you think about this? Do you like this? And so it's been a fun collaborative thing, but when we got done the first time, it was like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. So, yeah, we're excited. November 7th, magical debut.
All right.
And how are you? And my children went back, and you have to go back to work. Land.
Yeah. Vacation's over. Back to work today. It was a busy day. I had to catch up on a lot of stuff that I had piled up while I was gone, a lot of emails to respond to, and a lot of stuff I had to get set up.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was helping our youngest with homework tonight. And yeah, just a lot of busyness, just stepping right back into it after a week off.
Yeah. I'm convinced that the week off is the worst thing ever created. It should be a 2-weeker thing, and everyone agrees. Whatever you missed, and we move forward.
I don't disagree with that mentality at all. Well, let's dive into this week's episode.
Let's.
Yeah. So, good looking people, we're looking at episode 2 of season 7 for Love and Apartments. wherein trying to go convince Topanga's parents, Rhiannon and Jedediah, to get back together, Cory and Shawn venture to Pittsburgh in order to
Yeah.
talk to them. Meanwhile, Rachel, Angela, and Topanga challenge Jack and Eric in a wrestling match to see which pair gets to keep the apartments. The apartment singular. Don't know why I put an S on there. This episode was written by Matthew Nelson, directed by David Kendall, originally aired October 1st, 1999, 1 week after our last episode, and currently has a rating on IMDb of 6.7. That is 0.3 lower than our last episode. And according to a note on IMDb, they claim that this is the lowest rated episode of the series. I didn't go through and look at all the IMDb ratings, but that's the claim anyway.
Yeah, I believe it.
And Nielsen numbers, we had a 9.0 last episode. We're down to a 7.99 this episode.
See, that's so interesting because you would think that with the guest star, if they had promoted that a lot, it should have drawn in a crowd.
Yeah, we had some pretty serious stunt casting this week.
Hold on. I now have to look something up.
Yeah, but huge drop in the Nielsen numbers. Lost over 1 million viewers and from last week to this week, and yeah, pretty serious stunt casting from the world of the at that point the WWF. Hadn't changed to the WWE yet, so
August 26th of 1999, Brett. Offhand, do you know what day of the week that was?
August 26th? No.
Thursday. Okay. I didn't know if at the time. I hope we cut a good amount of that dead air. At the time, I didn't know if SmackDown, their Thursday and or Friday show, was running at the same time or not.
Okay.
So, but no, it was running Thursday. So yeah, Mankind should have gotten. The only way I can see this not working was if for wrestling they didn't like promote it during one of the shows, like either Raw or SmackDown. Like, I think it was supposed to be like maybe a surprise for the wrestling crowd, but like, I don't know, like, I don't understand the stunt casting and them not like promoting those big things. You know, it doesn't make sense, Brett.
Yeah,
Don't get it.
I don't either. It's
Mankind was a huge deal in 1999. There's a reason he's there.
Yeah, there's a big reason that he's the wrestler they tagged for it. But it is what it is. But let's dive in. We're going to start off in the dorm room. Shawn and Cory are talking about solving this problem between Jedediah and Rhiannon. Shawn doesn't want to go to Pittsburgh. There's steel everywhere.
Yeah, there's steel everywhere. You just trip over it and you're walking down the street.
Yeah. You know, it's an easy joke for the writers, but it kind of works for Shawn to just keep going back to the well of steel and girders.
Yeah. Like he's never been there before.
Yeah, it kind of works for me.
It does. Yeah. Well, I was thinking earlier about whenever in season 4 for the 3 seconds that Cory and Topanga aren't together physically in the second parter when Alan's like, well, I got some errands I gotta run. I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh and talk to suppliers. How about you come with me? And I'm like, you're getting suppliers from Pittsburgh? Like, how close does writers in California think these two cities are?
Well, at the end of this episode, Shawn says that they rode 100 miles on a Greyhound bus when, the cities are what, 300 miles or so apart?
Yeah, at least.
So either they're not really caring how knowledgeable Shawn is, or they really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really great chance Shawn didn't know he pulled a number out of his butt.
That's true. But anyway, Shawn and Cory's got this plan. Shawn doesn't want to really do anything about it. He just doesn't want to be involved. And Topanga and Angela come into the dorm room. Topanga wants to get her stuff because the relationship's over. She and Cory are done. She just wants to get her stuff back. And Cory's unwillingness to accept his relationship's end with her is both endearing and infuriating.
Yeah.
Because it's, he's always had this positive, goofy, I always believe, especially during season 5 where he was the only one in the world that believed that they were still going to be together. But he's taken it to some really weird spaces in this arc where he's mocking Topanga's pain and
Yeah.
telling her to turn her frown upside down and calling her, oh, what's he call her? I forget what he calls her, but he calls
Hold
her
on, I get it in 2 seconds.
yeah, but he calls her a name here. But he does. He is really insensitive in his determination here.
Oh, he says good. He calls her mopey.
Mopey. There it is.
Yep. But I do love that that Cory's his whole thought process is, I just have to fix everybody. So he says, I'm going to fix you, I'm going to fix you, I'm going to fix you. And then I'm going to take a bath.
Yes.
Like, he has almost a toxic positivity right this moment.
Yes. That's a great way to put it.
It's like Cory means so well right now, but he has no idea how to be sensitive.
Yeah, like his heart's in the right place, but it's drowned out by how he's going about it.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, here's my thing, Brett. You lived in a dorm room for a schmidgen, and you lived in college realm. Like, is there anything intensive that you ever had of other people's that you could afford to have with your things?
Not really. No.
Right. I mean, because Sarah and I were long distance, we exchanged blankets at one point, and that was big. I mean, we maybe like she had one of my hoodies, or I had one of her clothing items. I can't fully remember what we split with each other, but like we never had like anything large of each other's.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And also, like, the way they make it sound as if they're still packing up the dorm for whatever reason.
Yeah, they're. Spoiler alert: Topanga's going to leave without anything of hers that she left with Cory.
Right.
But Cory and Shawn, it's like we pick up from the end of last episode right here.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty much we go from to be continued to right here. Cory and Shawn's dorm is pretty much unpacked.
Yeah, they've not moved in yet.
They're not moved in yet. The girls' dorm, by comparison, we're going to see is really, they've got it all set up, and we'll get to that. But I'm just getting ahead of myself there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's no real way for the guys for Cory to give her anything of hers anyway. But Shawn has his whole, you walk out the door, Angela, and I'm going to forget you ever existed. And she leaves, and he'll do anything to get her back. So he's going to go along with whatever plan Cory has. Cory's his his emotional Sherpa. Yeah, so
Brett, does the next scene bother you at all?
oh, totally. And we'll start with the fact that their dorm is completely unpacked. It's furnished. There's posters on the wall. There's bedspreads out. The girls have completely gotten their rooms set up, and Eric and Jack are sitting in there. I wondered last episode where they're going to live. They went to Feeney's car, and now apparently Eric and Jack are taking up residence in Angela and Topanga's room.
Apparently, it okay. As a child, when I watched this, I assumed they took over Morgan's room because it looked like a high school or middle school girl's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that's a college bedroom. And also, all the things that Topanga and Angela would have should already be gone. It should not be decorated for them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Eric and Jack should be able to move into that room with no issue with their things and just call it their space.
Yep.
The only real problem they have is I think Jack is still on the hook for the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Legally.
Yeah. Exactly. And that is one big freaking picture of the Backstreet Boys.
It's a great joke. We should have had the Backstreet Boys, though.
It is a great joke, but that is like a custom poster.
It is. It's too big of a poster for a college girl to have.
It is. That is like I went to the concert and I managed to snag this promotional piece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So which one is the cute
Brett,
one?
I mean, everyone has their opinions, Brett. To be honest with you, Brett, I'm a big Brian and Nick Carter fan, so I assume it's one of those two.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell you any of the five guys. I know there's five guys in it, and I couldn't remember any of their names, so I don't know.
You know, for someone that claims to be in the Gen X, you have no opinion on Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and it's always just,
Gen X would be New Kids on the Block, my friend.
yeah. You keep telling yourself that.
I will, because that would be the boy band of the Gen X era.
And how old are you when this episode came out?
When this episode came out, 1997, 99,
Kiss 99.
82, that would have been 17.
So you should have had an opinion.
Dude, I wasn't into boy bands, so
I know, Mr. Homeschool over here.
yep.
Shame on you.
So anyway, the boys decide to go to Feeney with their problem because they were getting a little too freaked out by the poster.
Yeah, the one scene that Feeney is in this episode.
I know.
Gosh, what a waste of Feeney.
They're wasting Feeney this season. Well, he is in about 10 more seconds at the end, but still.
But Brett, they got more use out of him on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, they did.
25 years later.
Oh, yeah. But they go to Feeney with their bully problem. And Eric tries to cover up the fact that it's not girls, it's gorillas. Big banana-eating gorillas.
Uh-huh.
Wherein Feeney lets them know that the entire campus is fully aware that they have been beaten up by girls. Or they're not beaten up yet. They've been bullied by girls, and they are the laughing stock of the entire campus.
Uh-huh. I mean, I like the line, especially from from Feeney himself, dude, you're the laughing stock of the college. But like,
I love when Feeney gets into the lingo of the
right.
day.
But Brett, did you ever hear anything from any other house ever?
From houses, not really. Yeah, we really didn't hear stuff like about stuff like this. No.
Right. Like, okay, in small town high schools, when one thing happens, the moment you tell someone else, everybody knows. In college, I feel like it doesn't travel as intensely unless it's like a huge, giant deal.
Yeah, a couple of guys losing their apartment to a few girls. I mean, maybe at a high school level you might be dealing with this, but at a college level, this size that we're supposed to believe this size of a college, no,
Yeah.
not at all. No. I do like Eric falling out of his chair laughing at Jack.
I do as well. It's just, I don't know. Brett, can I just say that the things that people do in this episode I like, but all of the content and context behind it sucks.
Yes, you may say that.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we'll go back over to Shawn and Cory. Shawn asks a great question as they're walking up to Jedediah's door. He asks,
5 hours later.
shouldn't we find out why they split up in the first place? This is the first time
Yes.
anyone's asking, because at the end of last season, we're given the blunt, we just fell out of love. That is
Yes.
the full weight of their storyline. They fell out of love. They argue a lot. It's just not working out anymore. That is the full explanation for why they are in the place that they are.
Mhm.
And then they split up.
Yep.
That
Well,
is the entire story that we are given at the end of last season.
you almost wonder if like they wrote it kind of vague within the fight so that way it gives them room to do, to figure out a way to relate this and make it a problem for Cory and Topanga to solve, yada yada. It almost feels like they didn't want it to be cheating, but it was like, well, what's the easiest solution? Cheating.
I wouldn't give them that much credit at the end of the season. No, here's why. At the end of a 22 episode season, the writers are notoriously exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't give them that much credit to be looking forward to the next season. You write to the end. It's a marathon, and you write to the end of the season. You don't write thinking to the end of to the beginning of next season. You write to that season. I personally, and I'll go on my soapbox a little bit early.
All right.
I don't like the cheating aspect of it. I don't like that they went there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the only reason they went there is they needed a reason that Jedediah and Rhiannon could not reconcile. They needed something that they could not get past.
Right.
And falling out of love was not going to be a good enough answer for the show. So they needed something that one of them would have done, and if it was going to be cheating, it had to be Jedediah that did it.
Yep.
And so that's my I have nothing that I've read, nothing that I've heard, but that is my personal belief that is why the writers came up with the cheating aspect 3 episodes into this arc of Topanga's parents are splitting up.
Right.
So,
well, I don't disagree with you in that realm. Like, that's why, from my vantage point, it felt like they were trying to be vague. Like, they didn't give, quote unquote, away that there was cheating. You can read into it later on, but I think the whole goal was just we want to show their relationship is not great. Topanga has put her hope in a relationship that is failing, and Cory can see this is not good.
Mm-hmm.
And where it goes from there, we don't know. But yeah, I don't like the whole cheating aspect of this as well. Um, it feels like uh, we're giving more subplot, and we're giving more, oh, what's that called when it's information that it really wasn't needed, but you added to it to give a little bit more. They're just kind of like they're fluffing up, I guess, the story, you could say.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
so
anyway, let's meet Jedediah number 3 on the other side of
yes,
that door. Mark Herlick I think that's how you pronounce his last name, playing
good,
Jedediah Lawrence number 3. This is his first of 3 appearances on Boy Meets World.
yes.
101 acting credits behind his name: Cheers, Wings, Seinfeld, Star Trek Voyager, Jurassic Park 3, Angel, Will and Grace, Desperate Housewives, House, Gilmore Girls, The Big Bang Theory, and more.
Start with a big bang bang. Oh, he's Dr. Gablehauser.
Yes, he is.
I was thinking, who is he in Jurassic Park 3? It's like, oh, he's the guy who's in it for about 10 minutes and gets
Yep.
eaten by dinosaurs.
That's pretty much 90% of characters from the Jurassic Park franchise, you know?
Yeah. He was a bad
Who are
man.
you? I'm the guy who was in there for about 10 minutes and got eaten.
Yeah. I mean, Brett, I can't complain about anything he
No.
does. He does it well in, well, Jurassic Park and Big Bang Theory, but also like in this, like he's a solid Jedediah. Like
He is. I preferred this Jedediah to Michael McKean. I love Michael McKean as an actor, but
mhm.
I prefer Mark's Jedediah to Michael's.
Yeah. I don't know. Uh it's one of those fun, frustrating things, I guess. I mean, I almost wish he could have just been the original. I know they wanted him to be really hippie-ish earlier on, and he that guy could pull off. Was more hippie, went to the big city of Pittsburgh, and became less hippie, I guess.
Yeah, you could probably. I think he could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
but
and you
apparently,
know, he was Milos in Seinfeld. He could
oh,
pull off
fair.
hippie.
Yeah, I do love that he's like, Sean's like, oh, by the way, Jedediah hates me. It's like, where does that come from?
Hunter. Yeah,
Right.
that's right out of left field right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, we see the boys come into this transitional apartment that Jedediah is in. It's I mean, it is a true bachelor pad. There is nothing there that you would see and say, "Hey, this is a great place to live." I mean,
Yeah, Corey kind of talks down to him.
yeah, Cory comes in and like smacks him around verbally a little bit. It's like, what is this?
But apparently,
Just
once upon a time, Jedediah touched his wife's butt and said "auga."
yes, you didn't see honk honk, did you?
Brett, do you ever go "auga"?
Not in front of the kids.
Oh, that's the best time to do that.
Yeah. But Cory believes that his job is to merely remind Jedediah that he loves Rhiannon. He believes that this is
Yes,
why he's here, that that's all he needs to do.
yes. Uh, this is the part that Jedediah needs to look him in the eyes and go, "Listen, bud, I messed up. She
Yeah.
rightfully kicked me out. She's not gonna want to see me as much as I'd love to see her. Like, I messed up."
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because he thinks that Cory knows more than he does, or if he's just being a big weenie, or
Well,
what.
if
But
they didn't tell Topanga, how's he gonna know?
yeah, that's very true. He's just being a big weenie. Yeah. So we go over to Rhiannon's, and we meet Rhiannon number 2, played by Marsha Cross, and this is her first of 3 appearances on Boy Meets World. 70 acting credits to her name: One Life to Live, Who's the Boss, Quantum Leap, Murder She Wrote, Melrose Place for a long stint, Seinfeld as well, Desperate Housewives for a long stint, Quantico, and more.
Brett, you gave me nothing there.
I tried. I looked. Hey, you can do the Seinfeld theme, you know.
I just figured I'd give a delay. Bang!
Yeah, she was never on the Big Bang Theory. I
No, but
tried.
her husband was.
But Rhiannon tells Cory 2 things that are important. One, she and Jedediah are not Alan and Amy. Their marriages are
Yes.
different.
Very
And 2,
important.
yes. And 2, it's not as simple as Cory is setting out to make it to be.
Right.
And those are the 2 things that need to be built upon. And it's very clear that she's holding back, that she's
Yes.
trying to gently push him away without filling him in, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will never understand for two parents that split up why they wouldn't tell their children why, if there's a big why.
Mm-hmm.
But for Cory and Shawn to go all the way to Pittsburgh, and that's not just a simple, easy drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long haul to get there, which apparently they did on a bus, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because it's even longer. But you're telling me that he goes all the way to Pittsburgh, probably like Monroeville.
Probably.
So he goes all the way to Pittsburgh, and they can't look him in the eye and go, "Listen, buddy, we can't, and we can't because cheating." And Cory could go, "Well, I'm really sorry."
Yeah.
Topanga forgave me for kissing another girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
And
would okay, I will say that would be great for his character growth because Cory messes up,
mm-hmm.
gets kissed, has feelings for someone else, but for Jedediah to be in a relationship, it almost makes it clear like he is with someone else, like they're dating. That's why he
Mm-hmm.
has almost no real living apartment. It's just where he goes, he puts stuff down, and then he leaves. It's where he
Yep.
sleeps. That's
Mm-hmm.
not where he's living.
Yeah. But yeah, there's I get why they don't want why Rhiannon doesn't want Topanga to hate her father, but that's and you don't want to put that type of weight on your child's shoulders, but at the same time, withholding that type of information from your kid, it's going to get out eventually.
Yes. The only two scenes that this Jedediah ever has with Topanga is I cheated on your mom and she kicks him out, and then he walks her down the aisle, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love it.
90s television, Brett. What can you say?
Well, what you can say is let's go look at the apartment rumble.
I love the transition and the guys saying exactly what Feeney told them, and the girls are no selling it.
Oh, yes. They are it's just absolutely ridiculous. I got to come out and say I am not a fan of Topanga using her anger and her hurt as an excuse to steal the apartment.
No,
I'm not a fan of the whole storyline of the girl stealing the apartment. As
correct.
much as I find it amusing, the whole wrestling for the apartment thing, the whole Mankind coming in out of the blue and refereeing, the slapstick nature of it, I find this to be one of the lower points of Boy Meets World's 7-year run.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think they realized at the end of last season that the girls didn't share any real meaningful screen time together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they needed to fast track Rachel as friends with Topanga and Angela.
Yeah.
Because they had in their minds, oh yeah, Rachel will be a part of their wedding because she's part of the main cast, except the girls aren't really friends.
How can we make girls actually spend screen time together? Oh, we can put them all in the apartment together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Never mind the fact that we've built up this world where it's got its own rules.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well,
some
and Jack and Rachel can't be dating right now, that's for sure.
yep.
They have to be split up because now Jack has to be friends with Eric because Rachel has to be with Topanga and Angela more.
Well, some of the things that I love leading up to the apartment, the rumble. I do love the can moment between Topanga and Eric
You mean when he
smashing the
talks
can on the forehead.
gibberish?
Yes. Eric's pseudo Japanese.
I love. Okay, I watch shows with subtitles. I watch movies with subtitles. It's just the volume always going all over the place. It's so helpful. It's so nice. I don't even think about it, but literally, I love when it comes up and it's just Eric speaks gibberish.
Yes. Absolutely.
But yeah,
I love the whole smashing the can on my head on his head that's not empty.
uh huh.
I and mankind just
I
show.
have a note about that for later, by the way.
All right. They can't wrestle because there's no referee. No referee, no
Yes.
wrestling. And so who comes through the door out of the blue? No phone call, nothing. But the WWF at the time, WWE's Mick Foley, Mankind, who
Yes.
give you a little bit of IMDb on him because he has done a few things outside of the wrestling realm. First and only time we'll
Hmm.
see him on Boy Meets World.
It's a
You
shame.
could also hear him doing some voiceover work in Avatar: The Last Airbender and Squidbillies. He's also guest starred on 30 Rock and Heels, but
Hmm.
most of his IMDb is wrestling. So
Yeah.
that's where you'll find him.
Oh yeah. No, he is full. I will say he's one of my favorites all overall because he's had multiple characters and he is not a
Yes.
good-looking man, you know. And he's very upfront about that. He goes, but I just love wrestling, and I know I don't have the athletic body, but I love it. I want to keep doing it, and eventually I'll get there. And so they came up with this character, and it just shot him so high up in public sphere. And he's actually written books, Brett, multiple.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I will say that this wrestling match is a sham, even by WWE standards.
it is a sham. The referee beats up Eric more than anyone else does.
Yeah. We'll need none of this, and none of this, and none of this.
Yeah,
But no hitting above the belt.
yeah, nothing below the belt.
Jack, I don't know where to grab. All I see is girly parts.
It's like they just like had this note of like, what if we did something like this in the apartment and didn't think anything past of what it would actually look like. Like, put the guys in an armbar, put them in an ankle lock, something, headlock. It's just, it's Brett, Brett, Brett. Concept wise, I like it. Execution wise,
It's a mess.
it's a hot mess.
I mean, Topanga gets violent with Eric.
Yes. It feels like Topanga is personally trying to hurt her future brother in law. Like, I am treating you
Yeah.
like you are Cory right now, and I'm beating you up.
Yeah. I'd say at this point, after this, she kind of deserves some payback in some form, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I agree with you.
But
It's
anyway,
it's a low point of
it
the
is.
apartment.
It's funny to watch, but from a story standpoint, it is a very low point. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's go back and check in with Jedediah and Rhiannon. We finally get some
Yeah.
answers because
Cory did it.
yeah, Cory did it. He got Jedediah and Rhiannon to be in the same space. Of course, he did
They're
it by lying
talking.
to them. Yes, he did it by
Yeah.
lying to them, saying that each one wanted to see the other one. And we find out that Jedediah had an affair and is apparently still with the woman he had an affair with.
Mm,
Yes. And that they want to keep it a secret from Topanga because they don't want her to hate her father.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not too thrilled with the way that they leave some of these things. Sometimes things just happen. That glosses over a lot there.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of personal responsibility out. Granted, it's Rhiannon saying it, but that takes a lot of personal responsibility out off of Jedediah's shoulders. If they're gonna commit to Jedediah had an affair and walked out on the marriage, you can't just gloss over it with sometimes things happen from Rhiannon's perspective.
Right. You almost wish they would just say outright, we left Philadelphia because we were unhappy in our marriage, and we had hoped that getting away from certain people would help us to be better together, but then we continue to be the same people, and then we stopped caring about each other, stopped talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
He met someone else who listened to him, yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also not too thrilled with the idea that Rhiannon continues to run with this sometimes love just dies
Yeah,
through
I mean,
line.
but if she's in a kind of a depressive state, it makes sense that's her coping skill.
Yeah, it makes total sense that that's where her mind is at. That's where her heart's at. I'm just not thrilled with that's where the show is happy to go with.
But Brett, are any of these people going to therapy right now?
Of course not.
No, so they're not working on themselves so they can work through these things.
But all of it does all of it does serve to put two thoughts into our heroes' heads.
Mm-hmm.
One, it makes Shawn ask, what if we don't know anything? Which is something that should have been asked already and finally is out in the open. That Cory and Shawn are finally realizing, hey, there's a lot of stuff we don't have a handle on.
Yeah.
And two, Cory is now on the same page as Topanga. For right or for wrong, he's not bulldozing over her and ignoring where she's at emotionally.
Yeah. He's kind of just accepted we're going to have a hard time getting through this,
Mm-hmm.
especially because he knows that Topanga does not know, and he doesn't know how he can help her through this.
Yeah. And that's what we get when they get back into the classroom after the weekend's over. Shawn tries to explain, hey, we went there. He was great. He tried to put your folks back together. Hey, will you see your wife? Hey, will you see your husband? It just didn't work out.
I will give credit because Sean's trying to help Cory to avoid the conversation because he knows that Panga's going to be mad at him. So he's like, "Yeah, it was boring." Cory goes, "We went to Pittsburgh." And Topanga's like, "Oh, you tried to go to Pittsburgh to fix everything and make everything all right?"
We needed some girders.
We saw your parents. Oh yeah.
I do love those kinds of conversations.
Yeah. But I love that Cory is honest with her. Like, I went there, I talked to them, it didn't work, I failed, and I don't know. I don't think your parents can get back together.
Yeah. And of course,
It's
he
just,
lies to her when she asks if there's any reason why.
yeah. I think didn't she say don't tell Topanga because that's what I
But
thought.
she doesn't want her to
Um,
hate her dad.
right. And I almost wish this could be a moment for Cory to be like, hey, when we're done with class, do you want to go sit and have coffee and we can talk more about this?
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels like Topanga is latching on to Angela and Rachel as a way to cope and not interact with Cory at all.
Yep.
Because if she interacts with Cory, she'll decide everything will be okay and the two of them are strong enough together.
Yeah. She really is running away from something stable.
Yes. She's running away from those stable relationships in her life.
Yeah. She's trying to blow it up.
Now, Brett, can do you consider this one of their breakup episodes?
I think I would probably consider it a breakup episode because Cory is on the same page as her that they're done. And he tells Shawn that it's over.
See, I always interpret that as like the the hope he has for getting her back on board for the wedding. That's over right now, but I always consider this kind of just them unintentionally, unknowingly, just calling for a break in their relationship, like just quote unquote a Ross and Rachel break without a copy girl attached to it, but not necessarily like they're over. They're gonna go do other dating. Like they're not looking for other relationships.
I don't know that he's looking for anything else, but he knows that she's done. And with his admission to Shawn that it's over, I don't see how he's putting any hope that she's coming back to him.
Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah, I do view it as a breakup episode.
All right. I'll let you think that. I'll let you carry the headcanon. You have better reasons for it than what I have.
Well, we go to the tag, and Jack and Eric are trying to decorate the dorm room with some wallpaper, which, by the way, no university is going to let you put up wallpaper in a dorm room.
Yeah, no. And why are there still girly things in there?
Yeah, why are the girls' bedspreads and other stuff still in there? And we get more hijinks with Mankind wanting to do some more wrestling with the boys. And we meet Mr. Sacco, and Eric tries to stand up to him as a bully. Would you like to fly through the wall or through the air?
Air, please.
Yes, and that is our episode.
Yep.
So,
Now, Brett, I will say that most wrestling moves requires two people working together to make them happen. I don't think he needed that much help from Will Friedle. I think he just lifted him on his own.
oh, I totally think it was just him on his own. It reminded me of Will working with Vader back a couple of seasons ago.
I don't know why Will Friedle was never brought into WWE for like anything. Like he should have been like a celebrity guest at some point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right there.
I know. Well, anyway, Tyler, do you have any deep dives for us?
Yeah.
People. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
All right, let's start here, Brett. If you're going to do the smashing of a can on your head, here are a couple pieces of advice before you do so. Empty the can of all liquids. Hold the can so that the open end with the tap is completely covered by your palm. As you raise the can towards your head, squeeze your thumb and fingers on the sides and of the can to subtly crush it. Its initial crumbling is a secret to making the stunt work with less force. Continue squeezing the can with your hand to complete the crush as you bring it to a close, but don't actually hit your head with the can. Add to the performance by letting out a yell, enthusiasm, throwing your arms up in the air, making it as though the impact hurt your head. So, yeah, that's a way to do that, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about them now, since it was talked about multiple times in the episode, Brett. The Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys consisted of 5 musical acts. Nick Carter, Howie, well, I'm not going to, I have no idea how to say it. Howie, AJ, Brian, and Kevin. Band formed in 1993. All of them have ages that are all over the place range wise. Like when they first got together, 2 of them were still teenagers, and the other one was like in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
They put out multiple albums, like the Backstreet Boys, the Backstreet's Back. Millennium came out this year, and their worldwide hit "I Want It That Way." And then Black and Blue came out 2000. That one has one of my favorites, "The Call." But yes, the owner of the Backstreet Boys also was the same person that owned and put together In Sync. He literally said, "What's better than having the number one boy band, having the number one and number two, and then having them feud with each other to drive sales."
Of course.
For Sarah's 30th birthday, we went and saw Backstreet Boys live. It was a terrific show. High recommend for all millennials out there, including Brett. Brett, let's talk a little bit more about Michael Francis Foley, born June 7th, 1965. He is, at this point, a retired professional wrestler. He is an author. He is one of the legends and ambassadors of the WWE. He started wrestling in '85. His different ring names. Ready, Brett? Cactus Jack, Cactus Jack Foley, Cactus Jack Manson, Dude Love, Jack Foley, Mankind, Mick Foley, Nick Foley, and Zodiac number 2.
I knew about 3 of those, maybe 4.
Hmm. Right. So the big ones are Cactus Jack, Dude Love, Mankind are like his 3 big characters.
Yeah.
Um, Cactus Jack was his original like persona as he was doing what was called the Indies, and when he was in WCW, ECW, this hardcore character who didn't care about himself. Honestly, he actually lost his ear while playing that character, um, and he still doesn't have it. He got to the WWE. They did the whole Mankind gimmick, basically as a way to. They had the Undertaker character, who was a big deal, and then they had Kane, and so they added Mankind as like another kind of weird, dark character, kind of fit in that same vein.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a crazy man. One of his most famous scenes is him getting thrown off of a cage. Uh, but he was always considered, even though he was did a bunch of stunts, he was a very safe wrestler. So people enjoyed working with him. That's one of the reasons why he had such a long career. And he's the only person to ever be in the Royal Rumble 3 times because he entered as each of his different characters.
Hmm.
And the last one is this Dude Love, which basically he got enough sway in the WWE to be like, hey, I want to do this character. It's dumb, it's ridiculous, but I'd like to show my face. I'd like to be this character, the flamboyant, pretty boy that this character believes he is, even though he knows he's not. So, but yeah, Nick Foley, he's one of a kind for sure, and I've heard nothing but good things from him, and he's one of those people that his fans adore, and um, goes out of his way for his people. So, Brett, we've spent some time talking about Philly sports because we're the world of Philadelphia.
Oh,
Corey
yes.
used to be into big sports, but let's talk a little Pittsburgh sports, shall we?
All right.
So first and foremost, in 1999, the Pirates sucked.
Yes, they did.
They went 78 and 83. I looked up, Brett, like who were some of their big names at this time, and I don't recognize any of those names. um, so yeah, I tried to look up like things that were notable about that season, and basically there was nothing. Now I know this is one that's going to hurt you, Brett, but 1999, Pittsburgh Steelers, they didn't have too good of a season either. They went 6-10, unfortunately. Um, Not one of Bill Cowher's favorite years, but hey, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But a positive note, Brett, was there two names that I know you'll recognize were drafted in 1999. Third rounder, Joey Porter, linebacker,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the fourth round, Aaron Smith, defensive end.
Yep.
So, two big time contributors. And honestly, Brett, as I was looking through the draft picks, like there are people that made their roster, and I think were there for a while, but those are the two big ones. And apparently, there's also a long snapper, Mike Shunick from Wisconsin. So he was apparently made the Pro Bowl as well. I guess.
Yeah.
So yes, but the last one we need to talk about, Brett, is the Penguins. Pittsburgh Penguins, 1999 to 2000 season. They did not do so well either. They finished third in their division, seventh in the East. They went 37-31 8 and 6. I will never understand the world of hockey and how they make everything, but yeah, it was not a good season for them. But do you know what happened in the off season, Brett?
What was that?
In June 1999, the Penguins went into bankruptcy, and Mario Lemieux had about $30 million that the Penguins owed him, and he turned that around and said, "Hey, instead of paying that to me, give me $30 million worth of stake in the Penguins," and he became the majority owner. And then he unretired and then was an owner player for a while. So,
Yep.
crazy. And I gotta say, Brett, as true Philadelphia kids, I'm a little upset. Oh, hi, buddy. I'm a little upset that the boys weren't upset being in Pittsburgh, because there is one true rivalry between the two cities. Ain't Eagle Steelers. It could be, but it's not. The Pirates and Phillies, and it's definitely Flyers
It's
and
Pens
Penguins.
Flyers.
Yeah, they are hated rivals.
Oh, yes.
So it's funny that there's no other rivalry for the two cities except for that one, and it is brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could wear a Steelers cap to an Eagles game, and no one's gonna have a problem with that. You wear a Penguins hat, though, you're gonna die.
Yep.
Oh. All right, last thing, Brett. You can't talk about Pittsburgh without talking about a very influential person from Pittsburgh. Can't remember if we've talked about him or not, but let's talk about him, Brett.
All right.
You ever heard of a guy named Fred Rogers?
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah, Fred Rogers. Fred Rogers, or as he's
It's
most
a
likely known
beautiful
as,
day in the
Mr.
neighborhood.
Rogers.
Beautiful day to be a neighbor. Oh, would you be mine? Yes, would you be mine?
So Mr. Fred Rogers was born in Latrobe in March 20th, 1928. He unfortunately passed away February 27th, 2003, at the age of 74. Um, he is by far one of the biggest influences on multiple generations. He set the standard for what it means to not only produce and make crucial and important television for children, um, but to what it means to entertain children, and
Mm-hmm.
really taking a stance on, we're trying to help these children have a better life. He's one of the few people who truly actually read letters that fans would write in. I heard it said that, like, he painstakingly went through every single one himself, and he had to at some point kind of make a system for, like, here are what these ones say, here's these, here's that, but he always made sure to see them himself. He graduated from Pittsburgh theology theological seminary after getting his bachelor's degree and becoming a Presbyterian minister. But he had a passion for puppets and for writing songs, and wanted to reach not just people for faith purposes, but to make a difference and impact on the whole country and for the whole world. Um, Apparently, one of the things that's come out was that he was a very hard person to interview because he didn't want to talk about himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes in interviews, if someone would ask him a question, he'd go, "Well, that's a good question. I also would like to know this about you." Um, So yeah, he is one of those beacons for the city of Court or city of Court, for the city of Pittsburgh. Someone who represented well what it means to not just be a good human, but what it means to be a person from our area, and um, you know how to break barriers and do it with a smile on your face and care about people. So.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Oh golly. So yeah, we'll say in 1997, so same time as Boy Meets World is going, you got a Lifetime Achievement Emmy, and there's a Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2002, and was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame in 1999. So, can't talk about Pittsburgh without talking about Fred Rogers. You can't talk about Pittsburgh without talking about their sports. So, Brett, that's all I got. We talked way more about Pittsburgh than Cory and Shawn
That's right. Because there's
did.
steel everywhere.
Yes. Oh, also this year they officially got to green light to build their new stadiums, aka not Three Rivers anymore.
Yep. Became known as Heinz Field and
Yes,
PNC Park.
I gotta say PNC Park is a beautiful field, even if the
It
Pirates
is.
suck.
It is a beautiful stadium.
I love going to PNC. That's all I got, Brett.
All right. So let's talk about what we learned.
You know anything about the Odyssey? Huh? Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach you that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
What did we learn? Well, it should be pretty obvious, but don't cheat on your marriage. Take your marriage vows seriously and remember that a relationship takes work every day. You don't just fall out of love. Love takes a commitment each and every day of your life. So commit to it every day when you wake up, when you go to sleep, and you won't fall out of love. What about you, Tyler? What did you learn?
I learned that there's no way they live in downtown Pittsburgh. um, yeah. Uh, uh, it's a hard one because it's just what you said. I do fully agree with. It's not just you fell out of love. Like that's ridiculous. Um, I think the best thing you could say that was learned is that um, sometimes you need to just agree to be in the same emotional state as your person and just try to be there for them in the way they need you to. And even if that means you're uncomfortable and you're not happy, you have to be what you can be for the person if you care about them. And so for Corey to have a little bit of acceptance of just, we're in a place where she can't be with me right now, whether it's officially dating or just on a break or whatever, we're not together. So, she's not mine at this moment. And that's a mature thing to do. And it's hard. So,
Mm-hmm. All right. So,
I'm right.
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
how do you grade for love and apartments, Tyler?
C plus. Yeah, it's just one of those really confusing episodes, Brett, because I have great memories of this episode and just loving and thinking it was so silly as a kid. And, the journey that Corey goes on to get to the place at the I think is wonderful, but just I feel there's just a lot of noise in all of this that just didn't need to be there. So I don't know. All I know is I need to fix some things. You need to fix you, and you, and then I'm gonna take a bath.
Well, I'm giving it a D.
I knew it.
Yeah. It's there's just so much with it that needed another pass. There's the whole apartment storyline needs chucked. As humorous as the wrestling is, that whole apartment subplot needs chucked. Cory and Shawn's trip to Pittsburgh is well intentioned, but I've already made it clear what my thoughts are on how they wrote that. The whole I feel the whole episode needed another pass in the writers' room.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some elements there that could be polished, but no, it needed more work.
Well, I don't disagree with you. Don't worry, I'll be much more grumpier. Not next episode, but the episode after that, most likely.
Well, I got a couple of dad jokes for you.
Okay.
So my cat's tail fell off, and I had to get him a new one. So we had to go to the retail store.
Very nice.
And you should never discuss infinity with a mathematician. They can go on about it forever. And that, good-looking people, is all we've got for you this week. So you can always send us a message on all of our social channels at dadsmeetworld, from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube and Twitter/X, if you're not already watching us here on YouTube. You can send us an email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com. And you can leave us a review or a 5-star rating if you think that we are deserving of that. And hey, you know what? That's how people find us. It gives us a chance to share the dad love. So send us leave us that review or a rating. So until next time, we'll see you, good looking.
Back to you, good looking.
You know, how can I learn so much every week and still be so stupid? Oh, I am never gonna pee again! I want to be normal, Spud! You lied to Topanga! Read the Bible! Was that duckies? No, garbage. Ow, that hot. Underpants.
Dads Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios. Tell your story.